straight divisional game last night, beating the Raiders 28-14 to hand Las Vegas its first loss of the season. Some of the Derek Carr for MVP buzz wore off, and Joey Bosa talked about how his defense handled the Raiders QB down the stretch. Take a listen.
We knew once we hit him a few times, he really gets shook, and you saw on CeCe's sack, he was pretty much curling into a ball before we even got back there. So, great dude, great player. He's been having a great year, but we know once you get pressure on him, he kind of shuts down.
Okay, Shannon, how much truth do you believe there is in what Bosa is saying?
Derek Carr isn't different than any other quarterback. I don't know how far Joey Bosa goes back, but just go look at what the Giants did to Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Look at what the Legion of Boom did to Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl. If you want to beat if you want to beat a team that has an elite quarterback, pressure him, hit him in his mouth, and see what happens. Skip, we see Tom Brady now. Is that Tom Brady sees he's going to get sacked? He drops. Peyton Manning would drop because I'm going to avoid the big hit. I'm not going to let you put no big hit. Guys looking down the barrel of the gun, like they used to say, Skip, there's too great a risk in that. So guys say, you know what? I'm going to live to fight another day. I saw a guy, team get down 21-0. He comes out of the half, goes on a 6-minute drive, get it to 21-7. They stop him, get the ball back, goes 21-14. Does that look like a guy that curled in the ball to me? It sounds like Joey Bosa sounds like a guy that's not used to winning in the NFL. That's what it sounds like to me, because those are things that you say when you win and you haven't won a lot. You won. Accept that. You guys did a great job. But to say Derek Carr is unlike any other quarterback, that once you pressure him and you keep pressuring him and you keep pounding him, all of a sudden he's just going to keep standing and keep standing. That's what they say. Al Davis said it best, Skip. The quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard within the first couple of series.
I want him to go down and out.
Exactly. But now, Skip, guys are like, okay, I'm not going to take that big shot. I'm not going to take the shot that could possibly put me out, not only for this game, for extended period of time. I saw a guy that battled and battled and battled. The Chargers were the better team last night, and they won. Give the Chargers credit, but this notion that Derek Carr is unlike any other quarterback, that every other quarterback, if he faces relentless pressure, is going to stand there, that's not happening. How do you beat Patrick Mahomes? They pressured him. How do you beat Tom Brady? You pressure him. That's always been the case, be it Joe Montana, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning, or Derek Carr, anyone else. Joey Bosa, your team was the better team last night. You guys won. But I'm not subscribing to this thing that all of a sudden Derek Carr folded up his tent and ran away, because I didn't see that. Now, maybe he saw something different because he had a lot better vantage point than I did. But looking at it from my television, I didn't see a guy that quit. I saw a guy that battled and battled and battled to the end, but they lost to the better team last night.
Okay, in general, I completely concur with everything you said about most quarterbacks. But the key is, you say Tom Brady will just fold up and go down quickly. It's how quickly will he fold and go down, because there are many snaps where he'll stand in until he thinks he takes it to the last second. Again, people protect him. They don't hit him as hard as they hit Derek Carr.
Right.
I think they honor him.
Right.
You know, he's 44.
You don't, Skip, do you want to be the man to knock Tom Brady out of the
No. So I do think he gets a little bit of break there. But I also think there are times he'll stand in strong and he'll take the lick, because he took a few the other night. And we've seen games last year at Chicago when he took a whole bunch of licks in the fourth quarter. I thought he got concussed. But the point is, you can't lose your nerve to the point that you go blind.
Right.
So what did we see from Derek Carr? And again, I was rooting for the Raiders because I just had a gut feeling they might be able to pull it off because they have been cardiac kids in the fourth quarter. And he has often been incredibly clutch. If we go back 5 years ago, he's been clutch in the fourth quarter. So here they came right on schedule. They're 21-0 down, and I thought they were down and out.
So did I.
And here they come, and it's 21-7 to your point, and then it's 21-14 to your point, and then all of a sudden he drops back and goes bombs away to little Ruggs, who can just flat fly.
Right.
And if we could see this 51-yarder that suddenly put them in position to do some real damage here. This is from the 14-yard line, and he just heaves it to Ruggs on, I think it was on Derwin
James.
Yeah. Okay. So here it is. And again, there's no pressure. He had a good, strong, clean pocket. And all of a sudden, they've set up shop in scoring range, right? So on the first play, Gruden calls a little swing pass to Zay Jones, and he gets 5 yards. And then Didn't love the next call. He just thought he could hit Josh Jacobs quick up the middle and maybe catch him off guard and maybe pop it for 5 or 6, and he got 2. So now you're facing 3rd and 3 at, what were you, the 20, here we go, 3rd and 3 at the 28-yard line.
Right.
Play of the game is about to come up, and this is still fairly early. This is 11:23 left, so we got lots of time.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Right? Plenty of time. And here's the play in question that Christian Covington gets to Carr. Okay, so you saw him just wrap up and go down. Well, he's trying to protect the football, but this is just me. So he's got Hunter Renfrow on an option route, but they bracket him. The coverage is bracket coverage. So he's waiting for him to uncover, and then all of a sudden he says, I got nothing. He went a little blind to me there, because what's the one cardinal sin you cannot commit in that circumstance on 3rd and 3 at the 28? If you take a sack, you're going to push your kicker to the edge of his range, right? You can't, you have to, listen, he's been playing a long time. You got to get rid of the football.
You do, but Skip, but if you notice, Skip, they're calling intentional grounding a lot more than what we normally would see. Normally you throw the ball, you get it past the line of scrimmage, Skip, and it's like, okay, fine. But they're not letting you get away with that now.
The clock in your head after you've done this 1,000 times is, if it's not there, you have to preserve your 28-yard line. You can't, because from the 28-yard line, it was a 6-yard closer field goal. So the kicker gets a 52-yarder, and he missed it.
And he was going to miss that from 32.
I don't know
He
that.
shanked it. Skip, that wasn't even close.
He didn't shank it, he hooked it, didn't he?
Yeah, he hooked. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That one gonna be Skip. That wouldn't have been good from 42.
Okay, so Bosa was over harsh in his criticism, but this is the problem that John Gruden has had with Derek Carr, is that he can play like an MVP in stretches, and then when that's the play of the game. That's the one you got to either make it or preserve it, one way or the other. And again, I was caught up into it because I was rooting for their comeback, and I really thought they had it at that moment. And even if they had converted the field goal, if you cut it to 28 to 20, no, it
would have been 21-17.
Wait, 21-17. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking they were already to 28, but it would be 21-17. Well, you still got the momentum. If the ball goes through the uprights, you still feel like we got our points, and there's so much time left. There's still 11 minutes left in the game. You're in a good spot. But it looked like the air went out of the Raiders at that point. And here,
especially when they missed that field goal, Skip, because we needed points. We needed to get something.
And here came Justin Herbert, and he was sensational last night. But he did have one thing that Derek Carr did not have. He had a running game, because they were running wild, because Eckler had 117, and they had 168 yards rushing. The Raiders managed 48 yards rushing, so Derek Carr did not have his best friend, the running game. Right?
And Josh Jacobs has been nicked for the last couple of weeks.
He has, and he didn't look right last night.
No, he didn't.
And Justin Herbert didn't throw for 432 like Brady did against the Rams. He threw for 222 that felt like 400 yards because he was so deadly accurate in the red zone.
But Skip, and he missed a couple of throws. He missed Williams on the wide, had him on a go ball, and he just...
They don't seem to have any chemistry for weird reasons. I don't know.
The go ball, Skip, but I just... Look, on that 3rd down play, he wanted Renfrow. The Chargers knew he wanted Renfrow.
Well, obviously, who else? It's just his security blanket.
So guess what? I'm gonna double the tight end Waller. I'm gonna double Renfrow. And if you go somewhere else one-on-one, have at it. But I'm not giving you those two guys, because that's really all you want to throw to. You're gonna throw the rugs deep, and then you're gonna look for Hunter Renfrow on 3rd and 3 or Waller.
Okay. I just thought he went a little blind and lost track of the situation, because he got it in his head, I'm going to throw it to Hunter.
Yes.
And by the way, Hunter Renfrow made a play on that fake punt. Where he came up and just,
that was a heck of a play.
Stuck him.
Yes.
And it's a great reaction. It's like a football player play to me. But it's the only guy he really trusts, even beyond Waller, who's like, what is he, 6'6"?
It's easy. Skip, and I think the thing is that they did such a great job when they bracketed him. They didn't show it early. If you look at it, go back and look at it, Skip, the DB stays outside, and at the last second when Carr wanted the safety takes off. He's going to pick it. You throw this ball, the safety's going, and I think might have been Derwin James.
I think it was.
He was going to pick it. So Carr couldn't do anything but eat it. Now, I get what you're saying, Skip, but he didn't take him out of field goal range.
He just pushed him to the edge, and then he tried to hit it a little too hard, and it didn't work. So then, just to finish this off, then the next series they come down and Derwin James picks him underneath.
Yeah, that was a horrible throw, Skip. I mean, I don't know what he saw on that one.
He's just trying to get it up over Derwin James, and he's just too good. He's too athletic. He's just too gifted, and that's not going to happen. So that was it. So could we see what Derek Carr, here's the end of this one more time. Could we see how Derek Carr accepted blame after the game? This is vintage Derek Carr.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see us win every time. So any loss is disappointing. This one hurts a little bit extra, but they can blame me. They can put it all on me, and you know if they want to chant MVP when I come running out, then they can get mad at me for this one.
Okay, that's who he is. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I've been around him enough. I think his heart is good and big, and he's humble maybe to a fault.
Right.